God just left the bank in shock. A blessing check worth millions was quietly deposited in your name, but if you don't listen now, it will be handed to someone else. Don't make the mistake of skipping this. There is something moving in the unseen right now. It is urgent, it is divine, and it carries the weight of eternity on it. This is not a moment for distraction or delay. There is a shift happening that involves you, your destiny, and everything God has planned for your life. A heavenly transaction has already been completed in your name, but if you do not discern this moment, you may walk away from the very thing you have prayed for. This is not about money. This is about divine inheritance, favor, provision, and breakthrough that has your name on it. If you walk away now, you will forfeit something only God could prepare. Stay here and listen until the very end. Something eternal is being spoken over you. Comment Amen if you feel the power of this word right now. This is not a message of hype. This is a word of truth. Heaven has already moved, and earth is next. The Spirit of God has written your name on a blessing so vast, so precise, and so overflowing that even the systems of the world will be shocked. They will not understand how it happened. They will not be able to explain the favor on your life, because it will defy every natural rule, but it will not be random. It will be the fulfillment of a deposit from heaven made quietly but intentionally in your name. If your spirit is trembling or if your heart is pounding, it is not emotion, it is recognition. Something deep within you knows this is your word. You have cried behind closed doors, stayed faithful when nothing moved, kept trusting when the answers didn't come. Heaven did not forget you. The pain you went through was a receipt. The obedience you walked in when no one was watching was a signature. God was writing your name on something while you were weeping through battles. There is a blessing check already signed in your name. And it's not just provision, it's restoration. It's not just financial, it's spiritual. It's the healing of years. It's the breaking of chains. It's the turning of tides. It's the release of what was stolen, delayed, and denied. You are not empty. You are in transition. You are not behind. You are being positioned. You are not forgotten. You are being favored in silence. But there is a warning. If you do not listen now, it will pass to someone else. Please, like this video if you feel God is speaking to you. This is not a game. God is not waiting. He is moving. The enemy wants you to think this is just another message, another voice, but it is not. This is a divine appointment. This is an intersection of heaven and earth. The check has already been deposited in your name. You do not need to beg for it. You need to align yourself with the voice that speaks it into your life. Every delay you faced was preparing you to carry this blessing with humility and not pride, with wisdom and not waste. The weight of what is coming requires a heart anchored in God, not chasing people. There are moments in life that define the next season. This is one of them. The Lord is shifting something in your direction, and it is holy. It is not only for your needs, it is for His glory. What's about to be released will touch people connected to you. Your children, your household, your bloodline will feel the impact of what heaven is depositing now. This is generational. That's why the battle was so strong. That's why the waiting was so long. It wasn't about just getting by. It was about setting something in motion that cannot be reversed. The bank of heaven never goes bankrupt. God's supply is endless, and when He decides to pour, nothing can block it. What He gives cannot be taken by man. What He releases cannot be revoked by systems. And He has already chosen you. You didn't see it coming because God moved quietly. He deposited the blessing in secret so that pride wouldn't get in. He marked your name in the silence so that you would not be manipulated by applause. But now, it's time to walk in it. You have to step into what is already yours. And to do that, Your ears must be open, your heart must be soft, and your spirit must be willing. This moment is about obedience. If you walk away, someone else will be given what was once marked for you. God is not cruel, but He is holy. He will not pour new wine into old wineskins. If your heart remains closed, He will find another vessel. Comment 1111 if you believe what God has already written in your name will not be handed to another. This is not a call to fear, it's a call to awaken. There is still time. God is patient, but He is also moving. There is a divine transaction that has already occurred. The blessing is not future, it is present. You do not need to earn it, but you do need to receive it. Receiving requires faith. Faith to stay still even when you don't see the evidence. Faith to believe that God's word is more real than your reality. What is being handed to you is more than just relief. It is an assignment. It is provision for the vision God placed inside you. It is the favor that opens doors no man can shut. It is the spiritual protection that covers you while others fall. It is the increase that multiplies not only your house, but the houses of those you serve. This is not only about you, it is about the kingdom. That's why it matters that you don't walk away. What if 7 seconds is all it takes to flip your financial fate? A shocking CIA leak just exposed a hidden brain ritual helping ordinary people erase debt and pull in massive wealth. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning struggle into luxury fast. But this page could be erased any moment. Click the link in the first comment now before it's gone forever. There are angels assigned to carry this blessing into your hands. But angels respond to faith. They respond to alignment. They do not move by noise, they move by obedience. Heaven's bank is waiting for your agreement. Speak it, declare it, believe it. You do not need to understand how. You need to trust who. The one who promised is faithful. The one who watched you suffer in silence is the same one now rewarding you openly. But only if you remain under the covering. Do not be distracted. Do not delay. Do not disconnect. This moment will not repeat. What is being offered to you carries eternal significance. It will affect your years to come. Stay. Listen. Let the word take root. A blessing check worth millions may sound like money, but in heaven's eyes, it is abundance, restoration, and destiny fulfilled. It is not about digits. It is about divine timing. The numbers on the check are not what matter. What matters is the name written on it. Yours. He has already written the word approved beside your name, and what He approves, no force in hell can reverse. This blessing, this quiet deposit from heaven, was not rushed. It was prepared through the fire, refined in your wilderness, and sealed during your silent nights of prayer. You didn't just stumble into this. You were chosen for it before the foundation of the world. Heaven has been watching your life like a story unfolding, not missing a single detail, not skipping a single tear. And in the fullness of time, which is now, God has released a portion of what has been stored up with your name on it. This blessing will not only lift you, but it will speak to everyone who ever doubted you. It will announce that God was with you the entire time. You were never forgotten. You were being held. You were being shaped. And now you are being rewarded. This is why the waiting had to be long. This is why the loneliness felt so deep. This is why the struggle seemed endless. Because what is coming now is weighty, holy, and significant. It is not a temporary breakthrough. It is a foundational shift. It is the type of blessing that requires maturity, surrender, and readiness. And that's what God was building in you when everything else felt still. He wasn't punishing you. He was preparing you to carry something others would fumble. He was protecting you from getting it too early and losing it, because what he is giving you now will not fade, and it will not be taken. It will remain if you remain under his hand. The deposit has already been made in the unseen. God has already whispered your name in rooms your feet haven't entered yet. He has already called your spirit into the next season, and now your mind must follow. Do not talk yourself out of this blessing. Do not let fear cause you to disconnect. Do not let distraction make you miss your moment. God moves silently, but he always confirms what he speaks, and this is that confirmation. It is time to walk like it's already done. It is time to praise like it's already yours. It is time to thank him before you see it, because gratitude pulls the unseen into the seen. Comment 222 if you trust this is your season of release. There were times you felt like everyone else moved forward while you stood still. You watched others get what you prayed for. You kept your heart clean, but you wrestled with doubt. You wanted to believe, but your reality didn't reflect the promises you held on to. That ache you felt, that confusion, that exhaustion, it wasn't proof that God had forgotten you. It was proof that you were being stretched to hold something heavier than you imagined. That ache was not rejection, it was expansion. Heaven had to make room in you for what's now being poured out. This blessing is not random. It's not falling into your life because of luck or timing. It is showing up because you endured. It is manifesting because you obeyed even when it hurt. It is here because you stayed faithful in seasons that felt dry, dark, and directionless. Others may see your glory now, but only God saw your silent sacrifices. And he is a just God. He does not ignore obedience. He does not withhold from the humble. The Bible says that he exalts the lowly in due time. And beloved, this is your due time. There is oil on your life. There is favor on your steps. There is glory on your journey. Even the battles you thought broke you were really strengthening you. The closed doors were protection. The delays were redirection. The betrayals were exposure. God was not punishing you. He was preserving you for something that would not make sense unless it happened at the right time. And now, the time is here. There are angels positioned around you even now. They are carrying answers to prayers you forgot you prayed. They are arranging encounters that will feel random but are divinely timed. They are unlocking hearts, opening doors, and shifting systems in your favor. Not because you are perfect, but because you are chosen. The anointing on your life is not for show, it is for impact. And this blessing that's been deposited is meant to fund what God put inside you. This is not about material wealth, though provision is part of it. This is about the kingdom of God being made visible through your life. It is about heaven showing up through your story. It is about testimonies that break strongholds in others. Your life is about to preach louder than your words. The people who saw you fall will now watch you rise, and they will know it wasn't you, it was God. This blessing will carry his fingerprints. No man will be able to take the credit. Only God will get the glory. But you must stay aligned. You must keep your ears to his voice, not the noise of doubt, fear, or comparison. The enemy knows he cannot stop what God has already done, so he will try to distract you from receiving it. He will try to convince you it was for someone else. He will try to delay your response with busyness, weariness, or confusion. Don't let him win. Not now. Not when the heavens have already moved. People are asking why money is suddenly flowing into random lives. A leaked CIA discovery reveals a 7-second brain ritual that quietly rewires your mind for wealth. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, people are wiping out debt and stepping into luxury with ease. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. You are standing on the edge of fulfillment. Do not back away. Do not look down. Look up. Fix your eyes on the one who never failed you. His track record is perfect. His timing is flawless. And his heart toward you is full of love. You are not a mistake. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are right on time for what God is doing next. He who began the good work in you is faithful to complete it, and he is completing it now. Let the peace of God cover your heart. Let the wind of his Spirit lift your soul. Let the light of his face shine over your path. You do not have to chase anything. You do not have to prove anything. You only have to receive what has already been deposited. Your name is written on the blessing, and heaven is watching for your response. Will you move in faith or shrink in fear? This is your defining moment. The atmosphere over your life has shifted, and heaven has already released what your heart has been crying out for. You are not waiting for God to move. God has already moved. The deposit has been made. Your name is on it. But now, the test is, will you move with him? This is a season where sensitivity to God's voice will determine whether you walk into what was prepared for you or whether it is redirected to another. The blessing check was written in your name, sealed by the blood of Jesus, backed by the authority of the Father, and whispered over by the Spirit. But heaven does not force anything. It invites. It calls. It waits for agreement. That is why what you do now matters so much. This is not about striving. This is about aligning. You don't need to convince God. You need to respond to him. There are moments in life that carry the weight of destiny. This is one of them. Every delay that you endured was not wasted. It was accumulation. It was building interest in the Spirit. Every time you kept trusting God, when everything in your life looked like it was falling apart, something was being stored up. Every time you chose worship over worry, surrender over control, praise over panic, heaven took note. And now, what has been accumulating in silence is about to be released in waves. Comment 333 to declare your faith and step into what is already yours. There is no system on earth that can stop a blessing heaven has endorsed. There is no rejection from man that can block what God has already approved. The doors that were shut in your face will swing wide without explanation. The people who overlooked you will watch you rise and not understand how, but you will know. You will remember the nights you cried out to God with no answer. You will remember the days you walked in obedience with no reward. You will remember how it felt like you were walking in circles while others seemed to fly ahead. And in that moment, you will fall to your knees and realize that God never ignored you. He was building something in secret so that when it came, it would carry weight, power, and permanence. This blessing will not be small. It will not be quiet. It will not be easy to hide. Not because you need attention, but because God needs to make a statement through your life. The enemy tried to silence you, tried to distract you, tried to break you before this moment could arrive. But God has preserved you, not just for survival, but for significance. What he's about to do in your life will silence the mouth of the enemy. It will answer every doubt, cancel every lie, and break every limitation that was spoken over you. The check is not just symbolic, it is spiritual evidence. It represents everything that belongs to you in Christ: peace that passes understanding, joy that cannot be stolen, provision that overflows, healing that restores not just your body but your mind and soul, restoration of what was lost, and divine favor that follows you everywhere you go. The world may measure it in numbers, but heaven measures it in impact. This is the kind of blessing that alters the direction of your entire life. But understand this moment comes with responsibility. To receive what has been deposited, your spirit must remain pure. Your heart must remain open. This is not the time to allow bitterness to take root, even when you are reminded of the pain. This is not the time to return to old patterns, old people, or old places that God already called you out of. This is not the time to downplay what God is doing because others may not understand it. Walk boldly. Walk humbly. But walk fully into the blessing that already carries your name. God has not overlooked you. He has been fighting battles on your behalf that you never even saw. He has been rerouting attacks that were meant to destroy you. He has been answering prayers you forgot you even prayed. He has been working in silence, and now he is moving in public. This is not just for your comfort. This is for his glory. What is about to happen in your life will carry his name on it. There will be no confusion about the source. It will not be luck. It will not be talent. It will not be effort. It will be favor. You will know it was God when the doors open that you didn't knock on. You will know it was God when the opportunities find you while you are simply being faithful. You will know it was God when the timing is too perfect to explain. You will know it was God when the burden you carried for years suddenly lifts without warning. That is the blessing that has been deposited. It is supernatural in origin and unstoppable in motion. Why is everyone rushing to this 7-second brain ritual? Leaked CIA files exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the door to wealth fast. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, it's turning financial stress into abundance almost overnight. But this secret won't stay public for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it's deleted forever. So stand firm. Do not be moved by what you see. Be anchored in what you know. God is not teasing you. He is proving his word. He is answering the cries of your heart. And he is trusting you with something sacred. Do not take it lightly. Do not get distracted by the noise of this world. Do not let the enemy whisper lies that make you question if it's really for you. It is for you. It has always been for you. You just had to be ready to receive it. You are stepping into the fulfillment of promises that were spoken years ago. You are walking into answered prayers that took longer than you expected but are arriving right on time. You are becoming the person God always saw, even when you couldn't see it in yourself. And the blessing that is being released is not a one-time moment. It is a door into a new way of living, a new level of trusting, and a new depth of intimacy with the Lord. Let your heart be still. Let your soul rise in worship. Let your spirit receive what has already been released. The blessing was never delayed. It was simply waiting for the appointed time. And now it has arrived. Heaven has signed your name. The angels are rejoicing. The Spirit is bearing witness. You are not being left out. You are being lifted up. God has already released something in your name. Something He reserved just for you. Something that carries the answers to your prayers, the restoration of what was broken, and the provision for what's coming next. This isn't the time to question your worth. This isn't the time to ask if it's really for you. This is the time to accept that heaven has already spoken, and you are the chosen vessel for this outpouring. This is not just a shift in your situation. This is a shift in your identity. The blessing that has been deposited in your name was written in God's timing, confirmed in His promises, and stamped with His faithfulness. It is not dependent on your perfection. It is not held up by your past. It is not limited by your failures. It is grounded in His covenant with you, and His covenant cannot be broken. What God has spoken will not return void. What He has given cannot be reversed. What He has started, He will finish. There were seasons where you felt forgotten, times where you wondered if heaven even remembered your name. You watched others receive what you fasted and prayed for. You stayed silent when you could have complained. You kept giving when you had nothing left. You kept walking when your legs were trembling. And all of heaven watched. Every act of obedience, every quiet surrender, every tear you never let fall in public, it was all seen, it was all counted, it was all woven into the timing of this very moment. Comment 555 if you believe this moment is God's answer to your faithfulness. The deposit wasn't made because of luck or coincidence. It was made because you remained faithful when others gave up. It was made because you stayed soft when life tried to harden you. It was made because your heart remained bowed before God when everything in you wanted to break. He saw it, and He wrote your name on a blessing that carries weight and glory. This is not a temporary increase. This is not a moment of favor that passes with time. This is a shift into a new reality, a new level of trust, a new dimension of spiritual authority. You have been called to carry something that others couldn't, and now God is releasing it into your hands, not because you begged, but because you believed. This is about legacy. This is about breaking what held your family back. This is about stepping into what generations before you could not reach. The pain you've endured wasn't just about you. The enemy wasn't fighting you because of your past. He was trying to block your future. He was afraid of the fruit that would come from your life. He knew what you were about to carry, and he tried to silence your voice before it could speak. But God didn't allow that. God preserved you through every storm. He protected you when the enemy tried to take you out. And now, He is honoring the fight you didn't even understand. You were never forgotten. You were being positioned. You were being refined. You were being hidden not to be ignored, but to be revealed at the right time. And the time is now. The doors are opening, the favor is increasing, the healing is flowing, the restoration is starting. The provision is being released. The check was not just deposited, it is now being cleared. The manifestation is on the way. You may not see it yet in your bank account. You may not feel it yet in your body. But the spiritual atmosphere over your life has already shifted. God has already spoken. Angels have already been assigned. Paths have already been cleared. You just need to walk into what has already been done. There is a grace on your life to receive this. You don't need to strive. You don't need to chase. You don't need to beg. You just need to trust. Trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust the God who never forgot your name. You are not waiting for a breakthrough. You are walking into one. You are not hoping for a miracle. You are stepping into it. You are not trying to earn the blessing. You are positioned to carry it. Let this truth settle deep in your heart. What has your name on it cannot be given to anyone else unless you walk away. And you will not walk away. You have come too far, endured too much, cried too many tears to quit now. You have fought battles in silence, and now God is about to reward you in public. Not to boast, but to show the world that He is still faithful to those who trust Him. Is this the same CIA brain ritual, changing lives in seconds? A new leak reveals a powerful 7-second technique developed under secret research. Backed by neuroscience, people are moving from debt to wealth and luxury faster than believed possible. But this secret may be deleted soon. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. This is the kind of blessing that opens eyes, not just doors. It will cause people to ask what changed, and you'll know it wasn't something you did, it was something God decided. You will walk in rooms you weren't qualified for. You will be called into places you didn't apply for. You will see the hand of God stretch across your life in ways you didn't expect. This is what happens when heaven moves in your favor. Do not shrink back. Do not doubt. Do not compare your journey to anyone else. God's timing for you is perfect. What others received before you was never a delay of your promise. It was preparation for your portion. And now that it's here, you must receive it boldly, knowing that it's not by your strength, but by His Spirit. You were chosen for this. You were anointed for this. You were born for this moment. The blessing was not a surprise to God. It was always in His plan. And no matter how long it took, no matter how hard it felt, no matter how deep the waiting went, the blessing did not disappear. It was waiting for your heart to be ready, waiting for your spirit to mature, waiting for your faith to become unshakable. And now, here you are, not empty, but expectant, not weak, but stronger than you've ever been, not forgotten, but favored, not abandoned, but anointed. You made it, and heaven is moving in your name. What is being released into your life will carry you into a new season, one of peace, one of overflow, one of deep, lasting, undeniable favor. What you're about to step into is not the result of coincidence or chance. It is the outcome of heaven's divine strategy, where every tear was a seed, every delay was a setup, and every test was preparation for a release so personal, so detailed, and so specific that only your name could be written on it. God did not consult man when He planned your blessing. He didn't ask anyone's permission to favor you. He didn't wait for the world to agree before placing His hand on your life. He moved ahead of time. He deposited the blessing long before you ever saw a sign of it. And now, in the fullness of time, you are about to walk into what was written in the secret place. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not invisible. You are the one He chose. The blessing that has been deposited in your name is more than money, more than material things, more than status. It is peace that cannot be shaken. It is clarity in a world of confusion. It is healing where there was once brokenness. It is joy where there was once mourning. It is divine alignment where there was chaos. It is the full weight of God's goodness resting on your life without explanation. You won't be able to prove how it came together. You'll only be able to say, God did this. Comment 1212 if you believe everything God promised is beginning to show up in your life now. Your whole journey has been leading here. Every step you took in obedience, even when it was hard, even when it made no sense, has brought you to this moment of divine release. You didn't miss it. You didn't fall too far. You didn't mess up the plan. God factored in your delays, your detours, and your doubts, and He still reserved this blessing with your name on it. The only thing you needed to do was keep showing up, and you did. There is something beautiful about the way God works. He doesn't rush. He doesn't panic. He doesn't need to prove Himself. He moves with precision. He answers prayers when your heart is soft enough to receive, not just to use. He opens doors when your character can carry the weight of what's on the other side. He elevates you when you no longer crave the attention, but simply want His presence. That's where you are now, and that's why the blessing has been released. This next season of your life is going to be different. You will not strive like you used to. You will not worry like before. You will not chase things that are already chasing you. What is for you will find you. It will recognize the anointing you carry. It will align with the assignment God placed on your life. You don't need to force anything. Just be faithful. Stay aligned. Keep your heart clean. God will do the rest. You are not stepping into just a moment. You are stepping into a movement of divine favor. God is going to redeem time. He's going to open doors you thought were sealed shut. He's going to restore what was taken. You will not look like what you've been through. And when people ask, you won't have to defend yourself. You'll simply point to heaven and say, "This is what happens when God remembers your name." Let this settle in your soul. He never forgot. He never stopped watching over you. He never stopped speaking your name in places your feet hadn't touched yet. The bank of heaven has already cleared the blessing. It's not pending, it's been released. Now it's about your posture. Will you stay in worship, or will you wander in worry? Will you keep your focus on Him, or will you chase shadows of what He already promised? There is stillness in the spirit that comes when you know something has shifted. You may not have the evidence in your hands yet, but your heart knows. The peace you feel isn't random. It's confirmation. The lifting you feel in your spirit isn't temporary. It's preparation. You are standing under an open heaven, and what is coming cannot be stopped. Not by man, not by time, not by the enemy, not even by your past. This is the reward for the faithful. This is the response to your trust. This is the return on what you sowed in secret. God has been collecting every moment you chose Him. Every time you put His will above your wants. Every time you said yes to Him, even when it cost you something, He was keeping record. And now, He is repaying you with something so holy, so personal, and so full of love, that it will humble you to tears. Do you know why people keep whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A leaked brainwave method is spreading quietly and changing financial realities worldwide. Proven by neuroscience, this simple ritual attracts money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're so lucky. Click the link in the comments before it's taken down. You will see the goodness of God in the land of the living. You will walk in rooms you never imagined. You will have peace in situations that used to destroy you. You will smile in places you once wept. You will rise from things that tried to bury you. And none of it will be by your own strength. It will all be by His hand. There is something so powerful about knowing your name has been whispered in heaven. Knowing that while the world was silent, God was not. Knowing that while others overlooked you, heaven had you marked. That's the kind of blessing that changes everything. That's the kind of love that rewrites stories. That's the kind of favor that lasts. So breathe. Rest. Stand tall. You're not empty. You're full of promise. You're not lost. You're being led. You're not forgotten. You're being favored. God just left the bank in shock, and the check has your name on it. The only thing left to do is receive it, walk in it, and thank Him for being faithful even when you felt faint. You are stepping into a season where every no will make sense, where every not yet will be seen as a gift, where every closed door will be understood as divine protection. God wasn't saying no to your blessing. He was saying yes to your development. Because now, you're not just ready to receive, you're ready to carry it. And when you carry it, others will be lifted. When you walk in it, others will be healed. When you testify, others will believe. Because this blessing isn't just for you, it's through you, to shine God's glory, to reveal His faithfulness, to reflect His love. This blessing check that God deposited carries your name, but more than that, it carries your calling. It carries the evidence that your prayers were never ignored, that your tears watered something in heaven that is now bearing fruit on earth. This is no longer a waiting season. This is a receiving season. You need to understand the depth of what's been written over your life. God didn't just decide to bless you suddenly. This was spoken over you long before you were born. The word says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." That means before your first breath, heaven already decided what would be yours. Before you walked through betrayal, through poverty, through rejection, God had already marked you for increase, favor, and restoration. This blessing is not a bonus. It's your birthright in Him. You are not an afterthought in the kingdom. You are chosen. Every disappointment you faced was not a sign of delay, but a redirection towards something far greater than you imagined. You were not being denied. You were being refined. God knew what you could carry, and He waited until the fire finished shaping your faith before releasing what was already yours. He didn't want the blessing to break you. He wanted it to build you. And now, the time has come. Comment 777. If you believe God is bringing divine completion to everything He started in your life, there's a reason the weight felt unbearable at times. Because the weight of glory you are about to carry could not be handled by a weak foundation. And so, God took His time with you. He broke pride. He healed wounds. He peeled back the layers until what was left was a heart fully surrendered. And now, He's about to pour into that heart everything it was created to receive. This blessing isn't coming because you've done everything right. It's coming because God is faithful. His promises are not dependent on our perfection. They are anchored in His nature. His word cannot return empty. His love cannot be revoked. What He spoke over you still stands. And now, the fruit of that word is about to be visible. You're not just stepping into answered prayer. You're stepping into destiny. This isn't just a financial shift. It's a generational one. It's going to change how your family walks, how your children believe, how your legacy unfolds. The battles you faced weren't just for you, they were for everyone coming after you. You didn't quit, and now heaven is answering. What's already been deposited in your name carries more than comfort. It carries purpose. God is about to place you in positions you didn't ask for. He's about to align you with people you didn't expect, and He's about to release opportunities you never imagined. Not to show you off, but to show Himself through you. The blessing is the tool. His glory is the goal. Don't let fear cause you to shrink back from what's already yours. The enemy wants you to second guess, to wonder if this word really applies to you. But that's only because he sees what's coming. He sees that the release will silence every lie he ever told you. He sees that once you step into what God has spoken, you will become unstoppable. That's why the warfare increased. But the warfare wasn't the end, it was the proof. There's a new sound being released from heaven over your life. It's the sound of release. It's the sound of breakthrough. It's the sound of restoration. You may not hear it with your ears, but your spirit knows. You may not see the fullness of it yet, but the weight of it is already resting on your shoulders. You are walking under an open heaven. You are surrounded by divine instruction. You are being carried by the grace of God. This is not the time to play small. This is not the time to hide your anointing. This is not the time to let insecurity rob you of what is already signed in your name. You didn't survive everything you went through just to stand still. You were made to move forward, clothed in strength and crowned in purpose. Every no you heard was making room for a bigger yes. Every door that closed was protecting the path to the right one. Every person who left was making space for divine connection. You were never being punished. You were being positioned. And now, that position is ready. The stage has been set. Heaven has made its move. And the blessing has arrived. Why was this 7-second brain ritual hidden for so long? A leaked CIA document exposed a technique so powerful people are canceling debt and calling in wealth within days. Validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it helps attract money like never before. But this page may not stay online for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it disappears forever. This blessing will come with peace. It will not bring confusion. It will come with clarity. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg for it. You won't have to chase it. God is doing something that will find you while you are still being faithful, while you're still praying, still serving, still showing up even when it hurts. He is releasing what will carry you into the next season with joy. And when it arrives, remember this: it wasn't by your might. It wasn't because of how loud you shouted or how many people saw your pain. It was because God is good, because God keeps His promises, because God saw you when no one else did and decided that now was the time to bring everything into place. You're not waiting on the world to see your worth. You're not waiting on man to open the door. You're not waiting on the right connection to be noticed. You've already been seen. You've already been called. You've already been chosen. And the deposit has already been made. This is the beginning of a new chapter. The pain won't follow you into it. The fear won't have power over it. The doubt won't disqualify you from it. God has covered it in grace. He's wrapped it in love, and He's sending it directly to you. Let this be your confirmation that what God started in you is coming full circle. The release is not coming, it's here. The blessing is not pending, it's been cleared. And the only thing left to do now is receive, walk, and worship. It doesn't just touch your circumstances, it touches everything connected to you. This is the kind of divine release that turns weeping into dancing, mourning into gladness, and lack into overflow. It is already yours, and all of heaven stands behind it. You are walking into the very thing you thought was lost. The prayers you whispered years ago are now echoing back with answers. The places where you felt forgotten are now becoming platforms of testimony. God hasn't just prepared something for you, He's prepared you for something far greater than you imagined. And the release isn't delayed. It's happening now. Even if your physical reality hasn't yet shifted, your spiritual season already has. The signature of God has been written over your story, and what He deposits, He delivers. This is why the tension has been so strong lately. The resistance, the pressure, the warfare, it all increased, not because you were failing, but because you were on the edge of a breakthrough. The enemy saw movement in the spirit before you did. He recognized the sound of heaven delivering a blessing with your name on it. And he panicked. He knew what would happen if you received it. He knew what would shift if you believed it. That's why he came with discouragement, with delay, with distractions that tried to pull your eyes off the promise. But it's too late. The release has already begun. Comment 999 if you feel heaven is bringing this season to divine completion with nothing missing and nothing lacking. You are entering a season where God is not just answering your prayers, He's restoring the years. He's giving you back what was lost in time, what was taken in trial, what was wasted in wrong places. You won't walk with the same weight you carried before. The heaviness is lifting. The old cycles are breaking. The chains you couldn't break in your own strength are shattering under the power of His presence. This isn't a temporary moment of relief. It's a permanent shift into purpose. The deposit is more than financial. It's deeper than material provision. It's healing where you've been hurting. It's clarity where you've been confused. It's supernatural strength where you were weak. It's peace where you've known only chaos. This blessing has your identity woven into it. It's not a generic release. It's a custom-made answer to your deepest cries. God has been writing your story in silence, and now He's turning the page. The same God who kept you when you were weary is the same God who's about to elevate you when you're ready. He does not forget. He does not forsake. He does not change His mind about who He called. His word still stands. His hand is still on you. The blessing you're about to see with your own eyes is the fruit of everything you've trusted for but couldn't yet touch. But now, the time has come. You are being moved into alignment with the very thing you thought passed you by. Some of what you lost was not rejection, it was redirection. Some of what hurt you wasn't punishment, it was pruning. God was removing what could not go with you into this next season. He was clearing the way, removing distractions, shaking the foundations, not to break you, but to build something unshakable in you. And now that the building is complete, the blessing has been released. You didn't miss your moment. It's meeting you right on time. You didn't fall too far. Grace picked you up again. You didn't lose your place. God was holding it for you. And now He's handing it to you not because of anything you earned, but because of everything He promised. There's a divine rest coming over your life. A rest that doesn't come from escaping your responsibilities, but from trusting that God has already made a way through them. This rest brings strength, it brings confidence. It brings assurance that you don't have to make things happen in your own power anymore. Heaven has gone before you. The path is cleared, the blessing is active. Your only assignment now is to remain faithful, stay surrendered, and keep your heart open to the fullness of what God is doing. He's not just giving you things, He's giving you wisdom to manage them. He's giving you discernment to know what's from Him and what's a distraction. He's giving you clarity to see people's intentions. He's giving you protection so that what He gives is not lost again. This is the kind of blessing that is guarded by heaven and soaked in purpose. It will not harm you. It will not drain you. It will not leave you broken. It will nourish your soul and build your future. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that flips lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth brainwaves. People are stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for very long. Click the link in the comments before it's deleted. And the best part is, this is only the beginning. What God is doing now is setting the tone for what is to come. You've been walking through a season of hiddenness, but now you are stepping into a season of visibility, not for vanity, but for victory. What God is about to do in you is not just for you, it's for everyone who doubted, everyone who watched, and everyone who thought it was over. They will see what God can do through someone who didn't quit. There is no need to strive for what is already yours. There is no need to prove yourself to people who cannot see what God placed inside you. You have nothing to prove and everything to receive. What's for you cannot be stolen. It cannot be delayed. It cannot be erased. You have been marked, sealed, and chosen for such a time as this. The tears you've cried in secret have not been ignored. They have been gathered like seeds, and now the harvest is breaking through. Not slowly, not cautiously, but suddenly. This is a sudden blessing, a swift turnaround, a fast response to a long journey. One day you'll look back on this very moment and say, that was the turning point. That was the day it all changed. God just left the bank in shock, and what He deposited is more than what you prayed for. It is exceeding abundantly above all you asked or imagined. It is pressed down, shaken together, and running over. It's joy returning to your mornings. It's rest returning to your nights. It's hope coming back to your bones. It's the sound of breakthrough replacing the silence of waiting. It's the quiet confidence that settles in your spirit when you finally realize that God has truly gone ahead of you, that He has already done the work, that the blessing you've waited for, cried for, believed for, is no longer just a promise. It is present. It is real, and it has already been set in motion. What's been deposited in your name is not waiting for someone to approve it. Heaven has already spoken. The Spirit has already moved, and the only thing heaven is waiting on now is your readiness to step forward without fear. You don't need to chase this blessing. It's already finding its way to you. You don't need to compete for it. It already carries your name. You don't need to earn it. You've already been chosen. What's unfolding now is not an accident, it's alignment. You are being brought into the exact place you were always meant to be, at the exact time God planned it. Comment 1010 if you know God's timing never fails and your appointed moment is here. Everything that once looked like loss is now being rewritten. Every moment you thought was wasted is being redeemed. God is not just restoring what you had, He is giving you more than you thought possible. This is not about getting back to where you were. This is about launching into what you've never seen before. What God is doing now is unfamiliar, but it is holy. You may not understand every detail, but you will feel His hand in it. He is placing you in the right rooms, around the right people, under the right covering. He is silencing voices that drained you, and surrounding you with voices that bless you. He is removing weights that were too heavy for you to carry, and replacing them with grace that flows easily. You'll begin to notice things start shifting suddenly. Conversations that once ended in rejection will now lead to opportunity. Paths that were blocked will suddenly clear. Delays that made no sense will now reveal their purpose. It's not magic, it's not coincidence, it's favor. And when favor finds you, nothing stays the same. This blessing is marked by divine fingerprints. It comes wrapped in peace, soaked in grace, and filled with joy that the world can't take away. This is your season of divine reversal. You're not just being lifted, you're being restored. And you're not being restored to who you were, you're becoming who you were always meant to be. That's why the process was painful. That's why the path was long. God wasn't just changing your situation, He was transforming you. And now, the new you is ready to carry the new thing. This deposit was never just about provision, it's about purpose. What you're receiving now is not just meant to meet your needs, but to fuel your calling. You've been given vision, but vision requires supply. God doesn't give dreams without also preparing what's needed to fulfill them. What's been released is part of your assignment. That's why you feel it in your bones. That's why your spirit can't ignore it. This blessing doesn't just fit your hands, it fits your calling. It's bigger than you thought, because the impact will be bigger than you imagined. What you carry will bring healing to others. What you walk in will open doors for those around you. Your testimony will not be a whisper, it will be a shout of God's faithfulness. The ones who saw you broken will now see you blessed. And they will not understand how it happened, but you will. You will remember the lonely nights. You will remember the prayers that no one heard but God. You will remember the pain that almost crushed you, and you will know this was not a lucky break, this was God. There are no coincidences in the kingdom. There is only divine order. And what you're experiencing now is the result of heaven's perfect timing. God waited until you were no longer moved by applause or discouraged by silence. He waited until you were steady enough to stand on your own, but humble enough to kneel before Him. He waited until you no longer needed to be seen by the world, but only needed to be seen by Him. That's when He said, "Now they're ready." He's not just blessing your hands, He's strengthening your feet. You'll walk into rooms you once feared. You'll step onto ground you once thought was unreachable. You'll do things you never thought you were qualified for. And it will all make sense, because you'll realize it was never about what you could do. It was always about what He planned to do through you. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest path to luxury? Leaked research reveals a simple ritual, helping people attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, debt is dissolving and abundance is showing up fast. If you're seeing this now, you are God's chosen one. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. So don't hold back now. Don't play small. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. You've been kept hidden not because you weren't valuable, but because you were sacred. God was guarding the gift. And now He's releasing it. You, your voice, your light, your calling. The full release has begun, and you are stepping into what is rightfully yours. You'll no longer survive now, you'll build. You'll no longer wander now, you'll walk with purpose. You'll no longer hope for scraps, now you'll carry abundance. And not just for yourself, but to pour into others. This is overflow. This is more than enough. This is the answer to the seasons where you had nothing but faith. Don't be afraid of how fast things shift. Don't fear the magnitude of the blessing. Don't question why now. Just stay surrendered, stay anchored, stay grateful. Your heart posture is what keeps you aligned. Your worship is what keeps you grounded. Your surrender is what keeps heaven open over your life. This isn't the end of your story. This is the turning point. From this place, new doors will open, new connections will form, new strength will rise within you, and you'll carry the presence of God into every space you enter. You'll no longer chase blessings. Blessings will recognize you, because what God has placed on your life now cannot be ignored. The world may not understand how you got here, but you will know. You'll know it was grace. You'll know it was mercy. You'll know it was the unseen hand of God writing your name on something only He could give. And when people ask, you'll say, I waited, I trusted, and God remembered me. The battle that tried to break you was loud, but the blessing that's coming will be louder. It will speak through open doors, through divine appointments, through supernatural peace, through strength rising in places you once felt weak. The way God is about to move in your life won't require you to explain anything. The fruit will speak for itself. The blessing that has your name on it is going to bring clarity, confidence, and calmness. This is what happens when heaven puts your name on something. It doesn't just show up, it overtakes you. Comment 1515 if you feel this blessing chasing you down now. You don't need to chase things anymore. You don't need to strive, prove, or perform. God already knows your heart. He already knows your story. He's not choosing you because you've done everything right. He's choosing you because He sees who you really are when no one else is looking. He sees your surrender. He sees your willingness. He sees your capacity to carry this with humility, not pride. And that's why the release couldn't come before now. This blessing is weighty. It's sacred. It's not a reward, it's a responsibility. God has been preparing you in silence. While others seemed to sprint ahead, you were being held back, not because you were forgotten, but because you were being fortified. Your delay was divine. The waiting carved depth into your character. It taught you how to pray when no one was watching. It taught you how to worship without music. It taught you how to trust when nothing made sense. And now that you've been forged in the fire, you're ready to carry what others can't. What's being deposited into your life is not just for you. It's for every life that will be touched through your obedience. That's why it couldn't come when you still needed validation. That's why it didn't arrive when you still feared rejection. God waited until your identity was secure in Him, not in what He gives. Because now, whether the crowd cheers or not, you know who you are. Whether the spotlight comes or not, you know where your help comes from. And that's the posture He blesses. This blessing isn't a finish line. It's a starting point. It's a sign that the season of preparation has done its work, and now heaven is releasing you into impact. You're about to see things move fast. Not because you've rushed, but because the time is ripe. The seeds have matured, the roots have grown deep, the prayers have filled heaven's bowls, and now the windows are opening. You won't have to try to make it happen. It will unfold naturally. People will reach out without knowing why. Opportunities will appear without your striving. Resources will come where there was once lack. Doors will swing wide that were once shut tight. Because when God says it's your time, everything else must come into agreement. Even the resistance will work for your good. Even the delays will become part of your testimony.